My name is Conor Tapp. I'm with the Green Calgary Association. We're a group that's been around for almost 40 years, and we have one goal. And that's to help people set green goals and be successful at that. And what that means is that we go into schools, we go into anywhere that people are, businesses, homes, communities, and we talk to them about environmental issues, and we talk to them about how they can take steps to be more green. And the talk that I'm going to give today really started in a TV studio. I was at City TV in Calgary, and I was getting set to talk about plastics, and one of the camera guys said, "You know, I've never recycled." And this was a guy who was probably born in the late 70s. And there were 6 of us in the studio, and everybody was shocked. And they said, "How can you have never recycled?" And he said, "Well, it's hard work. I don't know how to do it." And I said, "Well, no, stop, right? You work in TV, so you eat terrible food, right?" And he said, "Yes." I said, "Okay, so how many Hungry Man dinners do you have in the fridge right now?" And he kind of chuckled, and he knew it was true. They were there. And I said, "This week, none of your Hungry Man dinner boxes go in the garbage. They all go in the blue bin." He said, "I can do that." I said, "Great, that's one. Next week, once you've got throwing the boxes out, you throw the plastic out." He said, "Oh, I can do that this week. I can recycle that now." I said, "Okay, so you've got 2 goals, and you're going to be successful at them." I was back at their studio a week ago, and he was still recycling all of his Hungry Man dinner boxes. So it works. So let's talk about why it works. We have goals for everything in our lives: our work, our education, our money, our romantic life, our family life. You all have goals. And your educators and your parents and your family, they encourage you to set goals. Write them down. How many of you have goals written down for any part of your life? Most of the room has a goal written down somewhere. So your travel goal might look like this. How many people in the room want to jump in a canoe and just sail? Just go. Your home goal might have a nice yard, some flowers, and your romantic goal might look like this. Nice tent in the back, campfire going. Now, one of my colleagues at Green Calgary pointed out that this photo is clearly staged. These people are far too clean to actually be camping. In fairness, we're pretending today. But Canadians have common themes in their goals. Study after study after study shows that Canadians love natural Canada. We love our trees. We love our national parks. We love our provincial parks. We camp. We go hiking. We do all of this stuff. We are the country of road trips. I'll get to questions just after my presentation. And we're born loving the earth. These are pictures of my daughter helping plant a garden and go to her first U-pick farm. That's the first time that she ate fresh green onions, and she had onion breath for 3 days. We're born loving the earth, and we do what we're taught. So back in the 1950s, you put everything into a big metal bin outside of your house, and some guys came with a really big truck, threw it in there, and drove off. That's also the time when Marlon Brando would smoke on set. Technology evolves, and we as a society keep up. We have green carts. We have commercial composting programs. We have automated recycling. Technology advances. People don't smoke anymore. People don't throw everything into a giant metal bin and wait for the big truck to come and take it away. But just like every big change in our life, setting a goal is going to help you have success at being more environmentally friendly, at lowering your impact. So let's talk about that. If we do nothing, we get nothing. So let's do something. Let's set a goal. And let's set our baseline. Let's understand where we're starting from, not to be alarmist, but so that we know what our starting point is. The average Albertan uses 7,000 liters of water every month. Most of that is used for bathing and flushing. Thank you for bathing and for flushing. I'm not detecting any odors on stage. That's wonderful. Small percent of it used for cleaning, a little bit for cooking and for laundry. What's not included on here are the amounts that we use for watering our lawns. The OECD released a report a few years ago, and I'll read you their quote. "Despite improvements in household water conservation, Canada remains one of the largest per capita users of fresh water in the world, Only Americans use more fresh water. Canada has abundant resource, and Canada abuses our abundant resource. Each Canadian produces almost 800 kilograms of garbage each year. This is not what you're recycling. It's not what you're reusing. This is landfill waste. That's a lot. We scored a D on our Conference Board of Canada report card. We produce twice as much landfill garbage per person as Japan. Now, Bahrain produces more garbage than us. But I don't know that we should make the argument that we're okay because Bahrain made more. We need to try to be more like Japan. And 9% of our garbage, 70 kilograms a year per person, is plastic. That's not what you're recycling. That's what's going to the landfill. 70 kilos a year of plastic per person. And our carbon footprint in Alberta is 66.6 tons per year per capita. Triple the national average. Now, industry plays a role in that. And we don't want to stop industry. We don't want to seize industry. But we want to take the steps that we can take individually to lower our carbon footprint. So let's talk about real facts. There's no magic happening today. It's all science. And I didn't share that with you to be alarmist or to finger wag because I'm on the same journey as every single person in this room and every single person watching this. We're all at different points on our green journey, and we all have things that we can do. So everybody in this room can positively impact the environment. Every single one of you. And there are common knowledge solutions that we're supposed to do, right? Ride your bike or walk to school. But it's cold out. Turn the lights off when you leave a room, but I'm coming back. Don't run the water when you brush your teeth, but I will anyway. Recycle your paper coffee cup. But that means carrying it for an extra 3 blocks. Common knowledge things that we need to do. Do laundry when you have a full load, but I really want those pants clean for tomorrow because I have a date. The only way that we can achieve a goal is to set a goal. That's so important, I'll say it again. The only way to achieve a goal is to set a goal. So let's set some goals. When we talk about water, let's harvest our rainwater. Each rain barrel that you install at your home can save 3,200 liters of water a year. Now, if you're using 7,000 liters a month, that's almost 2 weeks a year, as if you turned off the taps. That's big. Garden with less. That clay pot that you see in the picture there, that's a porous surface. Plant roots grow up to it, they create suction. None of the water evaporates. You use 90% less water to grow the same flowers and vegetables and plants. Eat pulses and other vegetable proteins. We are in Alberta. I'm not saying don't eat steak. I'm saying add more lentils and chickpeas and vegetables into your diet. And stop watering your lawn. That one's a little bit harder for people to do. And keep track. Whoever's in charge of the water bill every month, they should be tracking your usage. Did we use more? Did we use less this month? What are our steps doing to our water consumption? And read books. At Green Calgary, we have a library that opened up this week, and these are just some of the titles you'll see as I scroll through. Gardening with Less Water is a fantastic book. It talks about drip irrigation, clay pot irrigation, fantastic resource. You can find it at Amazon right now. Your Water Footprint and the Sustainability Secret look at all of the water use in your life. Fantastic books to read. Let's talk about waste. Reduce how many retail packaged items you buy. I don't mean go to the thrift store for everything. We all heard the Macklemore song. We saw the video. We went, we tried it out. We bought a shirt. Don't buy everything at the thrift store. But be a conscious consumer. Ask yourself, do I need this today? And if you do need it, buy the one that's not in the giant package. You don't need 7 layers of plastic for your one thing. Request no junk mail. I have an app on my phone where I get every catalog and every flyer. There's no reason for people to bring 6 pounds of paper to my house every week. And recycle everything. And compost. How many compost? How many have done vermicomposting with worms? And the hands go down. How many have tried bokashi? Really, bokashi is a great composting system where you actually remove air and use lactic acid to ferment your compost. It's a much faster process. And keep track of how much waste you're producing. The Paper Playhouse is a book that teaches you how to take that Canadian Tire catalog and turn it into a craft or something useful. All of your Amazon boxes, great ways to use them there. Stop buying single-use plastic items and single-use items packaged in plastic. We all say that we're going to, but we don't. And drink like a coordinated person, no more straws. I have a hate affair with straws. We started using, does anybody know when we started using straws in the world? And plastic? Plastic as a commercial item produced for the world, 1974. Straws are so small they don't recycle. They also don't break down, which means that every straw that has ever been produced on Earth is still here now, which means that every straw that you have ever used is still here. If you take nothing else away from what I say today, please make that your green goal. No more plastic straws. And recycle everything and keep track. It takes a little bit more effort to keep track of your plastics usage because there's no water bill that says how many plastics you threw out last month. Those laminated food packages, not recyclable. And K-cups, not recyclable. Make the conscious decisions about what you buy to reduce your impact. Set that as a green goal. Stay warm in the summer and stay cool in the winter to lower your carbon footprint. Did you know that allowing your house to get 2 degrees warmer in the summer or 2 degrees cooler in the winter can impact your home energy usage by 9%? Just by allowing 2 degrees in either direction. Take a bus, a train, carpool, or fly economy. Why fly economy? Everybody says we don't like Ryanair. They cram us in there. We're like sardines. Treat us like cattle. But they've got the carbon footprint thing down really well. You're transporting in the same size, using the same fuel, more people, more product. It's the right way to go. Or get on your bike. This is my bike. I was on a 26-kilometer ride to the office, and I had a tire blowout over by TELUS Spark in Calgary. So I replaced my tube, and my second tube blew. Then I broke my pump. So I took that picture while I was waiting 45 minutes for my wife to come and rescue me. And keep track. How many people in the room have ever kept track of how many kilometers they drive in a year in their car, or how much they spend on gas? More hands came up in this room than did the last time I gave this talk, so thank you. Keep track of how much fuel you're using. David Suzuki's Green Guide walks us through every aspect of our daily lives, how we buy things, what we buy, and how we can make intelligent decisions to reduce our carbon footprint. And start a garden. Why do I want you to garden? Well, gardens are great. They're good for biodiversity. They're good for insect populations, for animal populations, for our air. They clean the air. You can grow anything you want, veggies, flowers, natural plants. It doesn't have to be expensive, time-consuming. It doesn't have to be hard. It's actually really easy to garden. You can garden inside, you can garden outside. You can plant a pollinator-friendly garden. How many of you have heard that bees are at risk? Plant a pollinator-friendly garden. And make it a family affair. Set family goals. Say, I am not going to drive to school in the F450 today. Everybody has a role to play. It's not just mom and dad. They don't control everything. You get to say, I'm not taking the straw. We had a meeting last night the group of us from the Alberta Emerald Foundation, and we sat down at the table, and our server came, and she asked us what we wanted to drink, and we all said what we wanted with no straw. And it was the strangest request. It was as if they had never heard it before. No straw. Set that as a goal. Help your family learn good green habits now. Start young. You're all at a great age to start as stewards of our environment. These books are geared towards a slightly younger crowd. But Square Foot Gardening with Kids, fantastic resource. Easy things you can do in a couple of hours. Don't cost a lot of money. Don't take a lot of effort. And educate yourself. Have a thirst for information and seek it out. You're all online all day anyway. Instead of watching cat videos and the latest Drake video, watch something environmental. Use reliable sources. Sign up for newsletters. Fill your email account with good information. Learn about the goals that you want to set for yourself. I have a family member who started urban beekeeping. She brought in a hive, put it in her backyard. She ordered the queen off of the internet. I didn't know that you could buy queens off the internet, but apparently you can. I said, I hope it's a bee. It was. The challenge was, this bee that she brought in came from overseas, and it was really aggressive. It killed the native mason bees in her neighborhood. Its first job for its colony, wipe them out. 2 years later, when she decided, well, I don't want to do this anymore, it's hard work, she got rid of the hive. Well, now the native bees were dead. And she didn't have the new overseas bees living there. Educate yourself about the green goals that you want to set for yourself to make sure that you're reducing your impact. Did you guys know that we have hunter spiders in Alberta? We do. There are books that can help you learn about them. And understanding the biodiversity of our province will help you to set green goals for yourself. That's everything that I have. Please set a green goal for yourself. Don't use straws anymore. And be a conscious consumer. Thank you.